It can still throw you off how much you miss. This is how you start. No question about it. Hey, what's up guys? It's your English buddy, KAORU. How's it going? Welcome to my channel. If you're here because you want to improve your English, you came to the right one. So please subscribe before anything. I really appreciate that. So we can do this together. And if you're feeling stuck, frustrated, or just lost in that process, I am here to help you push you through it. So today, I would like to share a bit of my story in the hope that it inspires you to keep moving forward to becoming fluent at a level that makes you feel confident and proud. So let's make this happen, guys. All right, we're all in this together. Because I get it, I've been there. Learning a new language is tough, especially when you're juggling with, busy day-to-day life. I know everybody is busy. And it's already inspiring me that you're trying to, take up on something new. And now you might think I speak English, because I lived abroad at 15. But I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, if you were 15, would you have magically become fluent just because you moved to a new country? Probably not, right? I mean, trust me, fitting into an American high school when you barely know the language isn't a walk in the park. Kids can be really harsh, I'm not trying to brag here, but learning English was tough for me too. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And guess what? I'm still learning. And just a quick note on studying abroad, in some cases it worked the wrong way. I've seen that, and they ended up, giving up or losing confidence in themselves. So for some people, learning English in Japan might be a better fit until you get the solid grasp of English. So after working with many Japanese learners, I picked up some great tips that can help you actually speak English. Speak English. It is easy to blame the education system in Japan, how they teach kids English. It still sucks, it does. But it's about time for us to take control and make real progress. So why not master English, speaking English, if you're already, putting in the time and effort, right? So with that in mind, let's dive into some practical steps to help you speak English confidently. First of all, this is so important, okay? You got to keep working on your listening skill. No question about it. Even if your English has come a long way, when you speak English with a native speaker who has no experience in teaching English or has never really talked to a Japanese person, it can still throw you off how much you miss. And I know you don't want to feel lost in the conversation. That's why it's all about training your ear constantly, so you're always ready to catch what's being said when it matters. So creating an English immersive environment is truly crucial. I say this all the time. I mean, this is how you start. You got to surround yourself with the language. You don't have to catch every single word. And it's totally fine, as long as you get the main idea in a real conversation. And if you're just watching a movie or drama, and if you kind of get what's going on, it's all good. The real key is to guess and explore what interests you. Make that into a habitual thing. You know what I mean? Just immerse yourself, just like babies do. That's why I always recommend to listen to English music or watching TV or movies in English, whatever grabs your interest. Sharpen up your listening skill. So one day you'll be able to hear what they're saying. And I also believe that having something in common with English speakers, beyond just speaking English, is key to making friends and feeling connected. Because speaking English is not just about your language skill. It's about how well you can relate to others. In English-speaking culture, shared entertainment like movies and TV shows and music plays a huge role. No matter if you're from America, Canada, or England, they all know the goats. It doesn't even matter your age either. Let me share a recent story. I was chatting with British teenagers about working out, and one of them mentioned he sometimes works out to Material Girl. And we all laugh. And if you can picture someone, working out really hard to that song, and you find it funny, you're on the same page. You know what I mean? And we started playing the song in my car, ended up singing our hearts out together. The conversation got even more fun. Whether you're from English-speaking country or not, knowing the iconic cultural reference, like Madonna and her song Material Girl, can really help you feel more connected to the language, if that makes sense. So you've got to actively work on your listening comprehension and have fun with it. And yeah, the question is, how much is enough? If you're really committed, it's when you start dreaming in English. What's surprising is that even though you're not fluent or even like you don't speak the language, your brain can start dreaming in the language you're exposed to. Can you believe it? Yeah, let me share another story that I almost find it like my personal experiment. I am like super enthusiastic when it comes to language. I remember one night in Hawaii, like just a couple months after I moved to Hawaii, I dreamed in English for the first time. And at that time, I thought it was because I started practicing English. But recently, I discovered that might not be the only reason, okay? A friend of mine came to visit Japan. She was here for 2 weeks. She didn't have anybody to speak English constantly. She was pretty much alone or interacting with Japanese native speakers. And, she came to my house and she passed out before me. We share a bedrooms, like we're in the same room. And I heard her speaking Japanese in her dream. I am not lying, you guys. It was quite a long sentence too, but she doesn't speak Japanese. Here's the thing. She doesn't speak Japanese at all. So after she was here in Japan for 10 days, her brain started, picking up the sound, and her brain thinks she speaks Japanese. You know what I mean? The sound of it, and it was definitely Japanese. So I was like, what? Wait a minute. And then this recalled another friend of mine who lives in the States, and she somehow has allergic reaction to English. She hates speaking English. She keeps everything strictly Japanese in her house. Yeah, and she told me she dreams in English. But it's not really like her speaking, or she doesn't know what she's saying, but she knows she dreams in English. So this made me realize that our brains really pick up on the language subconsciously without us even knowing it. It is fascinating to think that having a subconscious grasp of the language could be a huge help in actually learning it. We don't have to be like expert or scientists to figure this out. But here's the thing, right? The thing is, just watching or listening will magically make you fluent. If it does, we're all like fluent by now, right? So next, lock down some basic phrases like I'm gonna, I wanna, I don't have to, I shoulda, what am I supposed to? Get these core expressions until they're automatic. Yeah, comes out automatically. Then you're good to go. Once they click, then it's time for you to build your vocabulary and other phrases that go along with that main phrases. Okay? Like I want to, if you nail down I wanna go shopping. Yeah, I wanna talk to you. Yeah, I don't wanna listen to the music. Could you please turn it down? Like those phrases, and you just glue them together. Okay? Here is another thing. Like, don't just memorize it, even the vocab. Don't write the vocab down and try to memorize it because you're going to forget it all. You have to use it on the same day you learn, and you got to use it in your own words so you can actually memorize them, have it related to your own story. And now a lot of people try to do it on your own, but I wouldn't recommend that. Because the third key is to overcome the fear. You need to put yourself in a situation where you can practice. The more you speak, more comfortable you'll get, and you'll start overcome the fear. Because, even though you think you're ready, you got them all the phrases down, it's really different when it comes to actual speaking. You have to go back and forth really fast. Yeah, so you have to practice, until your English come really natural. All right, so here's some challenge for you today. I want you to get out there and strike up a conversation in English. Once you make the decision, you'll be surprised how easy it is to find someone to practice your English with, even if they're not a native speaker. If you see a tourist, kick things off with a simple hi, how are you? And try to say like, how are ya? How are ya? Like, not like, how are you? How are you? Try to make the sound as close as native speaker. You practice it at home and make it into your project. Why not? And if you're already familiar with those phrases, then switch it up with, what's up? How's it going? Then boom, a conversation started. Don't worry, they will probably respond and they'll be happy to answer or have a conversation with you. People are talking more on streets in other countries. And then follow up with where are you from, where have you been, just memorize these phrases, practice it over and over. And if they say something you didn't understand, then, imagine the situation and that you can say, can you say that again? Would you mind repeating that again? Or sorry, I didn't catch that. You just memorize the full phrase, And now you're thinking, hold up, KAORU, you're talking crazy, cray. I'm not gonna go out there and talk to a stranger. But if you feel like it's too much for you to do it, try it in your room, by yourself. Like you're prepping for a big movie role. Like imagine you're the star, you gotta nail down the lines, memorize them, and you have to, put the energy and the facial expression, everything. Then you practice over and over. Whether or not you fully get the grammar, that is not the important thing here. Just memorize the line and own it. Fake it till you make it. That's what they say. And you get there. You can totally do this. Get out there, be bold, own it, embrace it. This is your journey to your fluency. You gotta enjoy it. All right? Wow, I talked a lot today. Well, if you haven't subscribed my channel, I would so appreciate it if you do. Please subscribe and stay in touch. Put on the alarm, put the thumbs up. Thank you so much for staying with me till the end. Any comments are welcome. Once again, thanks a lot. See you in the next one. Bye.